going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and reveal the book stuff off this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching the Comic Hero Show. Now kick that intro! Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. This month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, I'm going to touch base on that later on, but for right now, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. Alright, on last week's episode, I asked, Doctor Strange has a ghost dog named Bats. Which Marvel villain is responsible for Bats' death? Well, the correct answer is Loki. And 11 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, your name's been entered in a drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is... Melody Evans from Benton, Louisiana. So congratulations, Melody. You need yourself a free Comic Hero tee. Alright, here's the question for next week's episode, and this is a DC question, and it's also a football question. In its carnal knowledge, if you are either a Packers fan or a fan of the University of Nebraska. But here's the question. Which DC character does former University of Nebraska and retired NFL running back Ahman Green idolize? Now here's the hints. The first hint is that this character made his first appearance in Detective Comics number 27 in 1939 and was created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger. The second hint, this character has been played on the small screen by both the late Adam West and the late Kevin Conroy. And then the third and final hint, this character has been played on the big screen by Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and Robert Pattinson. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. Now, D'Angelo Ballou from Warren, Ohio has requested a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and this one features two ninjas. One who's a real American hero, and the other one from the video games. Representing IDW and Hasbro, we have Snake Eyes. And representing Shinobi, we have Joe Musashi. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call...
The Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown.
Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today, it's Snake Eyes versus Joe Musashi. Snake Eyes is a master of hand-to-hand combat and ninjutsu. He's also the deadliest and most skilled fighter and operative within G.I. Joe. Joe Musashi is a master of various ninjutsu techniques and spells. Who will win? This fight wouldn't last long at all. Musashi would bullishly charge at Snake Eyes and attempt to conjure up a paralyzing spell. The latter would act quicker than the former by throwing stainless steel stars at Musashi, cutting his hands off at the wrist. Musashi would become stunned, fall to his knees, and be defeated by Snake Eyes with a roundhouse kick to the head. Snake Eyes wins, and that concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Thank you, D'Angelo Ballou, for that fight. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll have another one on a future episode of the show. Now, if you want to make a request, you can go ahead and do so, but remember, I have rules. The first rule is that there has to be at least one comic book or manga character involved. The second rule, that comic book or manga character can go up against another comic book or manga character, a video game character, or a serious-minded cartoon character like Optimus Prime, Voltron, Lion-O, the Galaxy Rangers, the Centurions, anyone like that. And the third rule, make sure that your fight makes sense. It wouldn't make a lot of sense for Toad from Super Mario Bros. To go up against Dormammu. Although it would be kind of interesting, because they would have some interesting quips for each other, but still wouldn't make sense. All right, let's get to the comics I bought this week. Comic books I bought this week. All right, here we go. First up, and I'm really excited about this book, is Absolute Batman #1. Action Comics number 1070. The Amazing Spider-Man number 59. Batman and Robin number 14. Exceptional X-Men number 2. Fantastic Four number 26. Green Lantern Civil Corps Special. Phoenix number 4. Space Ghost number 6. The Ultimates number 5. Venom number 38. And finally, X-Force number 4. All right, well, I hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode. Here's a question again for a free tee for next week's episode of the show. Which DC character does former University of Nebraska and retired NFL running back Ahman Green idolize? Now, here are the hints again. The first hint is that this character made his first appearance in Detective Comics number 27 in 1939 and was created by Bill Finger and Bob Kane. The second hint, this character has been played on the small screen by both the late great Adam West and the late great Kevin Conroy. And then the third and final hint, this character has been played on the big screen by Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and Robert Pattinson. And I'm just going to throw this one in for free. This character is part of a 3-member group within DC called the Trinity, with the other 2 members being Superman and Wonder Woman. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to Melody Evans from Benton, Louisiana, who won a free tee on this episode. All right, now this month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, breast cancer is cancer that forms in the cells of the breast. After skin cancer, breast cancer is the most common cancer diagnosed in women in the U.S. It can occur in both men and women, but it's far more common with women. And signs and symptoms of breast cancer include a breast lump or thickening that feels different from the surrounding tissue, change in the size, shape, or appearance of our breast, changes to the skin over the breast such as dimpling, a newly inverted nipple, peeling, scaling, crusting, or flaking of the pigmented area of skin surrounding the nipple or the breast skin, which is also known as the areola, and finally redness or pitting of the skin over the breast like the skin of an orange. Now, I personally know some folks that have beaten breast cancer. One person in particular, and that person happens to be none other than my mom. As of this past summer, I am proud to say that she has been breast cancer free for 12 years. And I also know some other survivors. And then I know some that are currently battling breast cancer. And I know the families, I know some folks, and I know the families of some folks that have lost their lives to breast cancer. And if y'all are any of these people I just named, especially my mom, I love y'all, and this episode is for y'all. Now, this is a breast cancer awareness comic hero tee. If you would like one, you can find them on IamTheComicHero.com/shop for $17, and I will donate half of each purchase to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. All right, here's the road ahead for the show. On next week's episode, I'm raising awareness against domestic violence, and in the mystery pop-up segment, I'm raising awareness against bullying. Then on episode 499, I'm celebrating Halloween, and then in the mystery pop-up segment, I'm raising awareness of multiple hereditary exostoses. And then, right after I do Louisiana Delta Comic Con, I've decided once and for all I'm going to wait till after the con to do it. The 500th episode of the Comic Hero Show, and I'm very excited about it. I have a t-shirt that's hanging up in wait, and when I do episode 499, I'm going to reveal it to everyone. But in the coming week, for the time being, I'm only going to reveal it to those that have liked or loved the Comic Hero Fan Forum Facebook page. So y'all will get, in other words, just like the 11th anniversary Comic Hero tee, y'all get to see it before anyone else does. And if you happen to see it and you would like to be entered in a drawing or a series of drawings, all you have to do is either go on the page, like, love, or leave a positive comment, and you'll be entered in the drawing. And just like the 11th anniversary, I'm drawing 5 names. And then on episode 501, I'm raising awareness of adoption. This is a cause that I first raised awareness of back in 2021, and I've decided once and for all that I'm going to raise awareness of it every November. All right, and I'm going to keep saying it until the day of, but meet me at the first annual Louisiana Delta Comic Con, which is on Saturday, November 2nd. It's on the main campus of Louisiana Delta Community College in Monroe, Louisiana, and that's on 7500 Millhaven Lane, if you don't know where that is. It's right down the road from Pecanland Mall. And I'm going to be a guest panelist there, and my friend John Stout, who is the creator and owner of Kettlebriar Workshop, will be there. And then one of the original members of the Louisiana Delta Anime Club, who is also a cosplay artist of his, within himself, Shane Dyson will be a guest, and then JJ Cosplays will be a guest. And then I just found out that one of my favorite vendors of all time, Man-Made Soaps from Beaujeu, Louisiana, will be a vendor there. And then members of the Monroe Moccasins hockey team will be guests there as well. I mean, folks, if y'all live near or far, y'all need to come to this con. I have a feeling this is going to be one to remember, and hopefully we can do this for years to come. But as Loretta Lynn used to say, y'all come. All right, before I end this episode, I just want to give a toast. A toast to those that have beaten breast cancer, especially my mom, those that are currently battling breast cancer, and in loving memory and in honor of the family of those who are no longer with us. Cheers. All right, if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, welcome. As soon as you're done, hit subscribe. If you're watching this on the Comic Book Lovers Facebook page, welcome. And as soon as you're done, go on YouTube and hit subscribe. If you're watching this on the East Texas Comic Con Fans Facebook page, welcome. And as soon as you're done, hit subscribe. And if you're watching this on the Louisiana Delta Content Creators Facebook page, welcome. And as soon as you're done, go on YouTube and hit subscribe. All right, I'm Victor Nunley. I'm the Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 498. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero, and keep calm and fight on.